Yes, I mean, it was a very difficult decision, but we both very much wanted to have a new baby, and I got pregnant 6 months after Rex passed away. And he's like a silver lining. He brings a lot of joy, a lot of happiness to everyone. He's not Rex, he's another little boy, but I see Rex living through him in a way. There are little characteristics that remind us all of Rex, but it's in a nice positive way. But for me personally, it's bittersweet. It's really bittersweet. It's really painful to watch him grow up and be reminded of Rex, that he's not here. And the whole, being pregnant was a lot harder this time round. I was very nervous of having another child, how I would cope. I'd be, completely deranged of whether he was going to stop breathing at any moment in time. So the pregnancy and birth were very hard. And then I'd say the first 6 months were really, really hard, because I also lost my mum in that time. And that was the lowest point ever, I think, I've ever felt. And it was really hard to dig out of that feeling. So, I got a lot of help from friends and family at that point. And yeah, I got through it by reading a lot, by walking, by doing yoga, and I had a lot of Reiki. So feeling the connection between Rex still there, but then, you're absolutely exhausted with a newborn, really tired, you're not getting enough sleep. All he would do is cry. And I remember one person said to me a really sensible thing is, your child is a reflection of you. So I know it's a really hard time, but if you're really anxious, your baby's going to be really anxious. So the sooner you relax, your baby will relax. And it was like magic formula. As soon as I relaxed about it, he's the sweetest, easiest little boy I've ever had. He's the easiest of all four of my children. And the other thing that's helped enormously is the Lullaby Trust's Care of Next Infant programme. So we have a designated health visitor that comes round anytime you really want, 3 weeks, month, and they weigh your baby and they measure and make sure they're on the right growth route. But also you're provided with a monitor and a mattress when they get to a certain age. So we have a mattress with an alarm on it, and we actually have 2 mattresses plugged into the same alarm, because obviously, as you know, when babies grow up, they move around a lot, and so because otherwise you're going to have lots of false alarms when they roll off the mattress. But that's been a complete lifesaver in the fact that we know an alarm will go off as soon as he stops breathing for 2 minutes, and that's helped enormously. And that needs to be rolled out nationwide, really, because some parents, it's, for children that have died from SIDS, but because not so much is known about SCDC, a lot of people say, well, you can have it for the first 6 months, and then it's taken away. And you're thinking, well, I need it up until they're past the age my child died. Luckily we are allowed to keep it for as long as we want, but it's not the case in all areas of the UK. Well, it's not a mattress. It's like a sheet.
Okay.
It goes underneath the mattress.
Like an electric blanket,
It's underneath. It's like a board that they lie on. Then you put the mattress over the top, and then it's plugged in to a little unit on the side of the cot. But we paid for ourselves to get a second mattress, because the other SCDC mum said to me, "You're going to go mad. The alarm's going to go off," and you are like. Before you're even awake, you're in the room, and the palpitations are horrendous. And you thought, right, it's £45, I'm buying it. Yeah. And you plug it into the same unit, and then they can't roll off. You have it head and tail. Right. And you have we've got a little video monitor. So if we can't see that little light flashing, we can't sleep. You do become completely different parents. Your parenting skills are completely different with this child. It's so precious. I think you lose so much confidence in how you see your child's ill. If they're ill, they're cough and cold, you're like, is this a cough and cold, or is it more than that? Should I take him to the doctor? Should I not take him to the doctor? And I think it's actually going to get worse with the baby. He's now 1. I think it's going to get worse for the next year until he turns 2, maybe even a little bit longer, until he's not at the similar age as Rex was. So I think it's a journey. it's not going to get any easier for some time. But if we connect, the fact that I have friends who have lost children now, the fact that I can call them up anytime, it's so helpful.